Welcome to the All About Setwork podcast. In this podcast, we talk about all things Setwork. That can include training tips, a behind-the-scenes look at what your instructor or trial official may be going through, and much more. In this episode, I have the privilege of speaking with my co-founder for Santos and Sean McMurray about the 1-year anniversary for Santos and Sean. So before we start diving into the podcast episode itself, let me do a very quick introduction of myself. My name is Dianna Santos. I'm the owner and lead instructor for Setwork University, Dogsport University, and Pet Dog U. These are online dog training platforms that are designed to help you achieve your dog training goals. For Setwork University in particular, we provide online courses, seminars, webinars, and ebooks that are all designed to help you achieve your Setwork training goals, whether you're just getting started in Setwork, you're looking to develop some more advanced skills, or if you are getting ready to trial. Now that you know a little bit more about me, let's dive into the podcast episode itself. So in this episode, I have the privilege of speaking with my co-founder for Santos and Sean McMurray, because we're celebrating our 1-year anniversary of Santos and Sean being in existence. Yay! So in this episode, we're talking about how excited we are that Santos and Sean has reached its 1-year anniversary, and also some exciting announcements about some changes and new offerings that we are offering through Santos and Sean. All right, let's have a listen to that conversation. So Sean, we are actually celebrating because we have just hit our 1-year anniversary. How exciting is that?
It's very exciting, yes.
So what are some of the things that surprised you as far as us having this little baby business new and out there in the world? What are some of the things that surprised you as far as you going through reviews or the kind of entries that you were seeing or the progress that people were making?
Yeah, I think one of the most exciting things is when you get to see people who are just starting off and you make some suggestions to them as they're moving along in the progress of their training. And then when they submit a new video, you actually watch them improve and use your suggestions. It's really fun watching them to just how much they're enjoying the time with their dogs and improving review to review.
Perfect. And I completely agree with that. And I think it's really cool the way that we have people from all over the country and all over the world who are submitting reviews as well. And they may have different types of training backgrounds. They may be obviously working, if they're like in Australia or in England or something, they're clearly working with someone else, which is wonderful. And the fact that we're able to provide them our feedback and they're able to apply that to go from review to review is really, like you said, it's really awesome to see that, like, wow, like I mentioned maybe, hold your hand a little bit more down when you're holding your long line, and look at that, you did that and it looked really pretty.
Exactly.
So is it the training feedback that you think is one of the most exciting things that you see with Santos and Sean, as opposed to just, okay, they found the hide and here's your ribbon?
Exactly. I think the improvement from review to review is what's most important. You can see them taking advice that we give them and watching those improvements.
So you're actually a trial official with United States Canine Sun Sports.
Yeah.
When you are doing officiating for that, do you find yourself like, oh, I so wish I could tell these people something?
Absolutely. I want to do a review right now here live.
So I really hope that people understand like the value of that is that, yes, you may very well be doing in-person trialing as well, which is great. But you probably have lots of trial officials who are just like Sean, who are like, oh, I so wish I could give you training advice. But trial officials actually aren't allowed really to do that, particularly with some organizations. It's very, very frowned upon because everyone trains differently. So that's one of the great things that I think is almost like reinforcing for our review officials with Santos and Sean is they can give you the feedback when they're reviewing your entries, which I think is a release for them. Be like, yes, I can help you.
Yes, it's the perfect time to get our advice and to let us do that, as opposed to the situations where we are not supposed to be giving advice.
So as far as things that we are going to be changing or things that we are adding on, because again, we're a little tiny baby business and we want to make sure that we're continuing to grow and to meet the needs of everyone who's going through Santos and Sean. Been very pleased with what our response has been so far. Again, we have an international client base, which is amazing. So some of the things I wanted to do this podcast with you, Sean, about was to make some announcements. Yay, fun stuff. So one of the first things is when we first launched Santos and Sean, we wanted absolutely for the focus to be on training feedback. And as we've been doing this for a year, one of the things that we were noticing was that I know for myself, as anyone who knows me knows I could be very long-winded, both verbally and in writing, that it would be so much easier for our review officials to get across their points if there was some way they could do it without having to have 10 pages of review notes trying to get that done. So one of the things that we're going to be doing are video reviews. So what that means is that we will actually be videoing our responses to your video entry. We'll actually be like narrating over it and pointing out exactly in your review what it is that we see. So Mr. Sean, what are your thoughts about this change that we're about to release?
Yeah, it's excellent because we now can say, this is the point right here where we suggest you move your hand on your long line, for example, as opposed to saying at the 30-second mark in the video to, you did something. So it'd be easier to just talk right over their videos.
Perfect. And we are very excited about that. And again, you're going to be able to receive a link for that video. Will be in the email that you receive once we have completed your review. But it also is going to be stored on your CyberSetWork dashboard. So you can always go back and refer back to those as long as you like, which is going to be really, really helpful for you. And you can watch that back as often as you like. We're still going to be providing you training advice as well. So we may have suggestions on how you can even leverage that very same search area to do different types of setups. So we're super excited about that change. The other thing that we're going to be changing as far as things that we are, again, just tweaking and improving to ensure that we're providing you guys the experience that you really want, is you are still going to be receiving your scorecard. So the type of breakdown that we've been providing for everyone so far is going to continue. So I think that breakdown really helps as far as those point breakdowns for each individual little test item. But we're also going to be providing you with those links of other resources that the review official may suggest that you see. So different types of online training that we provide through the sister business, Setwork University, but also outside resources. If there's other blogs, if there's other contacts or other information from other instructors, we'll include those as well. And you'll be getting that as a link for your email, and it'll also be in your dashboard. So that'll be really exciting too. The other thing that I want to talk about, Sean, was ribbons. We have received some requests from people like, we like the pretty ribbons, but we would like some more, please. So did you want to tell everyone what our move is going to be as far as how that's going to be going about?
So each level now will be getting ribbons as opposed to waiting for the whole levels.
Exactly. So now you don't have to wait for you to get your whole, let's say your beginner or your novice or your intermediate level title and so on and so forth. Every single time that you earn an element title, you'll be getting ribbons as well. Very super exciting. And I know all those people out there like, oh, more pretty ribbons. Very exciting.
We love our ribbons.
We are quite literally just waiting for our ribbon supplier to send those to us. And then we'll be sending those to you. Now, I know some of you might be saying, oh, but that's so sad. I earned element titles before. I wish I had known about this like now. It's like, well, don't you worry, because it's all retroactive. Yes, once we get the ribbons in hand, we're mailing them all out to you. So if you have earned 5 element titles, you're going to get 5 element title ribbons.
There you go.
As far as what are our plans going forward, Mr. Sean, what are some of the things that you want to let people know as far as how they can start leveraging CyberSetWork? If they've been on the fences or they've been like, well, I don't really know if this is for me, or, well, I've just been waiting to see, like, are you guys going to stay around? Like, what are some of the things you want to let people know about CyberSetWork going forward?
Yeah, we have no intentions of going anywhere. So hopefully we'll be here on for a long time. Yeah, give it a try. We're always willing to give you training feedback. There's definitely different perspective that we can give you, immediate feedback from watching your videos.
The big thing that I want everyone to understand with CyberSetWork is that, again, no matter how it is that you are approaching this, is that this can be something that could be valuable and helpful for you and your dog. Just to break this down a little bit, if you were just playing for fun and you've been doing this for a while, maybe you've been working with an instructor, maybe you've just been doing on your own, but you just wanted to see, like, okay, well, where do we shape up? Like, how are we doing? This could be a really great way of doing that. And again, our feedback is going to be the same type of advice that we're giving to our personal clients when we're working with them as instructors. So this is a really great way for you to just take your games to the next level, even if you're just playing for fun, and you get to earn ribbons and titles on the way. Yay. If you are actually competing right now, or you're planning to compete in formal competitions, this is exactly what we created CyberSetWork for, is that we've designed the levels on purpose to mirror what would be consistent expectations for different levels across various organizations, only more difficult, more challenging. So if you can go through our program, then you may very well, again, may be the operative word, it's not guaranteed, but you may very well do very well at an in-person trial. So this is really supposed to help prep you and your dog, while again, like Sean mentioned, you're getting that training feedback. You're getting that direct information, that direct guidance on how you can improve and ways that you can make it better, or you can tweak, or you can celebrate some successes that you had. Like, yes, you are actually on the right track, as opposed to trying to guess where you may, make a mistake by backward engineering some feedback that you got from an in-person trial that may not have been really representative for where you and your dog actually are. We all have good days and bad days, and you don't want to blow up your training just because of one thing. So the nice thing about this is you have an experienced person looking at your search and letting you know, no, this and this and this looks great. This and this can do a little tweaking. Maybe over this, you want to try something else a little bit different. And the last thing is for people, particularly who have sensitive dogs or who have behavioral dogs, or for shelter dogs or anything else, not only are we going to be providing you set work specific training feedback, but also set work exercise and things that can also help them behaviorally, as far as helping them build confidence and ensuring that you're thinking outside the box, as far as quite literally like outside of the set work context, and ensuring that both of you are doing well on both ends of the leash. We're not just concentrating on the dog, we're concentrating on you too. So there's lots of really great positive things that can happen when you're going through side-by-side work. So I know I'm really excited about what's going to be happening going forward.
Very exciting.
Did you happen to have any other stories or anything else as far as specific clients or anything that you've seen, or even people that you have worked with in person that you think would benefit from side-by-side work?
Oh, definitely. There's a few people who just received shelter dogs who are taking in-person nose work classes, and you can see the confidence building in those dogs, which is exactly what we like to see. And then when you're offering feedback, people who don't really know that dog personally, you'll be able to get better feedback or more feedback about how to improve and encourage that confidence building.
Perfect. So I really hope that everyone gives us a look. We're just so super excited. We're really thrilled with everyone who's been participating with us so far. Again, the fact that we have international entries is absolutely mind-blowing for this little tiny one-year-old baby business. I also want to give a big shout out to all of our review officials who have signed on with us. Again, these are very experienced, sought after trial officials and instructors and speakers, and they are all very incredible. And the feedback that we've received from our clients, from the feedback that they received, has been very positive. Again, our review officials all want to ensure that you are successful, and they are celebrating your successes, and they are trying to be as supportive and helpful as possible. Like the thing that we really care about with Cyber Work is that you and your dog are having fun. We're not trying to do this to like ruin your day. So you're going to be getting, supportive and helpful feedback. It's not like, oh my God, you are just terrible. That's not what this is. And again, the improvement that Sean was talking about is absolutely something that is true, is being able to see how teams are applying the things that we are noticing and then improving from entry to entry. And for me, probably the thing that makes me smile the most is the joy that the dog and the handler are showing. The handler is smiling and having a great time. The dog is just like, oh my God, this is the bestest game ever. And even just doing things like what we have bonus points for, of applying jackpots or throwing parties for your dog at the very end of the search, seeing people who weren't doing that with their very first entry, and by their second, third, or fourth entry, those are amazing. And the dog and the person are just having a blast. It's like, oh my God, I love it so much.
That's the best ones, watching the jackpots.
Yes. So again, we have our own little way of, urging you to do some of these things that we really think are helpful, and those bonus points, and seeing people actually leverage that is just amazing. So thank you all for playing with us, and we look forward to having you do more with us going forward.
Yes, thank you.
To say that Sean and I are excited about the future for Cyber Work is really an understatement. We are so incredibly privileged to have really shared in the sniffing journey for everyone who has submitted entries so far. The progress that we have seen from teams who've been submitting video entries to us is really remarkable. We're also very fortunate for the group of review officials who have signed on to provide their expertise and share their expertise with our clients. These are all really highly sought after, experienced, and just spectacular. People who are professionals within the set work community. They're either instructors, they're trial officials, professional detection dog trainers. They have a plethora of experience that they're pulling from. And the kind of feedback that they're giving back to our clients is really helping those clients build these stronger bonds with their dogs, take their scent work skills to the next level, and just really enjoy the game. And it's something that I am so incredibly privileged to be a part of. The fact that we have this international client base, the fact that we do receive such positive feedback from our clients, and that they allow us to be a part of their journey is not something I take for granted at all. And I'm very fortunate to have Sean McMurray as my co-founder, to have made Cyber Scent Work a thing. So I just want to thank everyone who has participated so far, for all of our review officials, again, for signing on, for Sean for being my co-founder, and just for everyone who's playing scent work with their dogs. Even if someone is just referring back to our rules, even if they're just looking at some of the video examples from people who have submitted video reviews, for people who have submitted video entries, and if you're just playing scent work with your dog for fun, even if you're not doing anything with Cyber Scent Work, I am delighted. Because that is our goal, is to get more dogs sniffing. Because every single dog should be playing scent work. So again, thank you to everyone who's been participating in Cyber Scent Work. We are super excited about the new things we're going to be offering with our video reviews, our element title ribbons, as well as looking into the future as far as other things we're going to be offering through Cyber Scent Work, potentially some new classes, potentially some new ways of earning ribbons, exciting stuff, and always making certain that we are providing that training, feedback, and ways that teams can further improve, and also that they can take their sniffing game to the next level. So thank you one and all who has been a part of Cyber Scent Work for the very first year. We look forward to the future. I hope you all found this podcast episode helpful and that you're excited along with me about what the future holds. Happy training, we look forward to seeing you soon.